Well, here we are, folks. It's Newclose cricket ground, just near the Blackwater Junction, Newport, as you come into Newport. Now UKOG are holding a meeting here from, it's already started, well it's not a meeting, it's like a dropping thing, and it's talking about basically the intent drilling in Godshill and in Arreton next year. Drilling for oil, that is. And this is an open drop-in thing which goes on till 8 o'clock tonight. If anybody wants to get down here, we need as many people down here as we can in order to let them know that we don't want them to drill on this island. Basically, you can ask any questions, you know, you can ask them about, you know, will we have seismic effects? For instance, in Ventnor we have a lot of landslip and we've already had seismic activity there in the past. Our geology is so fragile on this island that, you know, I'm sure they won't be able to say we won't have seismic effects, but I'm sure they will try and say that everything is going to be just fine, gold standards, when we know from around the world that all these wells eventually leak anyway, and they're going to be pumping millions of gallons of water. Where's that going to come from? Which they mix with various chemicals and silica sand and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to have a walk around, and I have a feeling that there'll be security on the door and they won't let me film, but we'll see what occurs. Nice Christmas tree. The away team. Hello. Hello there.
Hello sir, how are you doing? All right?
I'm not too bad, not too bad.
Good, good. And you want to come in for the day?
Yes please, yeah.
Absolutely fine.
To have a look around, that's alright?
Yes, of course you can.
Yeah, thank you.
There's a leaflet in there if you want one, Tom.
Oh, brilliant. Cheers.
Straight through there. There's leaflets on the table on the right hand side.
Okay, you're not from these parts.
No.
I'm from up your way.
Are you red and white or black and white? Are you red and white or black and white?
Oh, gold, probably red and white. I would
me
think.
too. Me
Middlesbrough.
Too. Oh, that's a bit too far, Sam. Middlesbrough. That's another rival.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have a look around and
Oh,
then
yeah,
I'll be
so
asking a few questions. That's great. Oh, thank you.
Check the leaflet.
All right. Just so I can get the message out and let more people get here, you know.
That there corresponds with all the banners there, so what you see in there, you'll see on there. And then there's people there that'll explain exactly what's the information that's on there.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Very nice to meet you
Thank
anyway.
you. Cheers, thanks.
Yeah, great.
I'll just pause this for a bit.
The accent's nearly the same.
Oh, have we got beer on as well then? I'm only here for the beer.
Which farm is the largest on shore?
Most of the boards are all in your brochure.
All right, okay. I just like taking pictures and. Yeah, I will check all that out.
There are a few images that aren't in the brochure, so
Yeah, okay. Thanks very much.
pay attention to
Yeah.
the geology and anything specific.
Yeah. You're up for questions then?
Pardon?
You're up for questions?
Am I up for questions?
Yeah.
If I can help, I will try to help.
Well, I was just wondering, can you guarantee that we're not going to have a seismic activity from this drilling, bearing in mind the island is very
Sure.
very dodgy geology, and we have had landslips over the Ventnor side and seismic activity for that
I would
matter.
suggest to you that the evidence is that the risk factor of that is exceedingly low. The fact that there are 10 previous wells drilled on the island without any reports of that sort of event, including 2 well sites within half a kilometre of where we're looking to do our exploration. The fact that we monitor a process that successfully drills nearly 2,000 wells in the UK. I think a lot.
So you're actually keeping a seismic monitoring constantly on this, then?
The actual drilling operation, we've better speaking to a drilling expert. I'm not a drilling expert, I'll tell you that up front. The actual... Not recording this, are you?
I am actually. It's on.
Are you supposed to suggest that you...
It's not live streaming though, it's just
I'd prefer you didn't, but if you wish to, then...
Well, I wish, yeah, because
Thank
then
you
I
for making me
remember
up.
what you've said
No,
yourself.
so you've got 10 well sites on the island, 2 within half a kilometre of where we're looking to drill.
Yeah, we've got Godshill and Arreton, hasn't it? Yeah.
There's 2 sites which are over on those 2 boards there,
Yeah.
also inside your brochure.
Yeah.
Okay, the sites are selected specifically because they're outside of the ANOV and within a potential reservoir area. We drill in an area of a reservoir, we can just go anywhere we wish, willy-nilly. The geology is suggested to be the same or similar to a successful well at Godshill. The previous drilling records have been looked at, where they've shown that at the time there were signs that there would be potential oil-bearing rocks. And at that time, possibly when they were drilling, there may not have been commercially quantity. I mean, it was Shell and
I think I remember that, yeah, it was years back, wasn't it, down in Arreton?
1974.
Down in Merston way, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
which is not too far away from our site that we're proposing.
Yeah. Yeah, you spoke about Silver. Wasn't there a lot of seismic activity over there last year? And I reckon it came from that site, didn't it?
Depends who you speak to. If you speak to the British Geological Society, and don't take my word for this, go to their website, they're talking about a structure at Newdigate, and that they're referring it to their Surrey Swarm or whatever is the term that you're using.
Yeah.
Their comment is that these are naturally occurring tremors. They're not related to oil or gas exploration or extraction.
So, but they didn't have any before, though, did they?
Oh, they've had tremors
Have they really?
historically,
Right.
yes.
Another thing is this is just exploratory drilling you're doing at the moment, isn't it?
They're drilling an exploratory well, which you'll see on one of the sites. If that successfully comes back...
That's going down into the shale, yeah.
That's going, I think, target depth is into the oolite, but they're looking to see... We're hoping there's something in the Portland limestones, which is a naturally fractured rock.
Naturally fractured, yeah.
So we are looking, as they drill that hole, they call it mud logging, where they take all of the shows, if you like, from the chippings.
Yeah.
If that looks positive, then they'll do what they call a sidetrack. From the same well bore, they then sidetrack and they would look to take more sampling through the Portland limestone structure. Again, you'll see that.
So you won't actually be going into shale then?
We have no true interest in shale. We're not a fracking company. We're not looking to do any hydraulic fracturing in what has become the common terms, like you have a driller.
Yeah. So what about? So this you're saying that this what was it? Portland limestone. That's not tight oil. No. So will you be using any kind of acidization or anything?
The products that we would use would all, on any well site that UKOG operate, are all approved by the Environment Agency.
Right, and it'll be all monitored, all the chemicals and everything else.
For them to release a permit for us to do our work, they would know what products are likely to be used. and at any time throughout the exploration period they can come along and do an inspection. And obviously any of the well logs, the drilling logs are all company records.
So you do keep
They
permanent,
do.
constant logging of everything that goes in and out.
In and out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly right.
Another question. I believe that this drilling uses a hell of a lot of water.
What do you call a hell of a lot of water?
Well, it's done into thousands of gallons, isn't it? Or millions even.
No, again, I think whoever's briefed you, it's.
I know for hydraulic fracturing, it's actually.
We're not hydraulic fracturing.
You don't intend doing that at all.
No. You've got a drill stem that effectively narrows to 6 inches. So if you had a drain pipe of 6 inches in diameter and you fill that with water, it's not hundreds of thousands of gallons of water.
No. So how much water would you be using?
We would be tankering it on.
You wouldn't. Oh, so you're not using island water?
No. It would be tankered on.
Well, that's good to know.
And then the first section of the drilling is drilled with water, and we case all the way through potential aquifers or any potential drinking water, which in the case of the Isle of Wight is in the green sands, which is from the near surface, up to 300 feet, I believe, in sections. So they'll continue to case that through, and that casing is to ensure nothing goes out and nothing comes back into the hole. So you have that casing like a reverse telescope. It narrows as it goes deep.
I see, yeah.
So it might start off at a 13-inch hole at surface.
And down to sort of 4-inch down.
6 inch.
6 inch.
So the fact that we'd be using loads of water, I think it is a myth.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that there's always leaks. There's always leaks, and eventually
leaks in
everywhere
production
leaks.
or in exploration?
In exploration, production, and afterwards. Yeah.
When you drill through a substance, and you can look at some of these substances here.
Yeah.
The geology, you're better off talking to a geologist like myself. Again, that's not my expert field.
Yeah. So you're David Holden, Zetland Group. So you're a subsidiary of UKOG, is it?
No, we're consultants to UKOG. We assist with the planning application. We ensure that all of the environmental experts that need to comment on it, so we engage environmental specialists, ecologists, archaeologists, hydrologists, noise, lighting, any of the specific information, the scientific information that comes to submitting an environmental impact assessment. And then we liaise with the council on that side of things. So we work for UKOG as consultants.
I see. Another question about how big are these rigs going to be then? Are they quite a substantial size? It's not similar to something what's on there, is it?
This wasn't a UKOG drilled well, although we inherited it. But that's like a little Manitou. So the drilling rig is there for up to 60 days, and then that goes. Okay.
And this comes in obviously in bits.
Oh yes,
yes,
it's like a big Meccano set.
And so that's coming through East Cowes.
Well, the transportation routes are still. We have options, shall we say? We have options.
It seems to me where are we? Like for Arreton, at least you're going to have to come down through Inglesford Road, aren't you? Down from East Cowes.
This is a proposed route we've submitted to the transport people for their comment, and they're saying they're suggesting that the capability of the road would incorporate our intended vehicle movements. Again, this is all in the brochure.
And that's East Cowes and down through Whitman. So this, I believe there's been Red Funnel have made a special freight ferry, haven't they, which we'll be using.
Sorry?
A special freight ferry comes to me. Sorry?
Used to me.
I know they've actually built one. I know it's not been commissioned yet.
Right.
But it's for heavy freight.
Okay.
And obviously, if you're not using serious acids and chemicals, you wouldn't be needing to transport them off the island, but will you be doing backwards and forward runs?
There definitely will be tankerage, definitely, because we'll be bringing some water. We'll be bringing drilling muds on. So there will be materials brought to the island. If we can source it on the island, then we'd like to do that. Where we can, we would like to engage local employment, construction of the site specifically. There will be experts that obviously do need to come from off the island, but where we can, we'll try and source it locally.
I see. So, and I've got a question in my head, and they all go out again. You know, it's amazing, isn't it, when you're talking?
I know the feeling.
Yeah. So there'll be. I mean, for a rig with that amount of scaffolding, etc., you must be quite a lot of low loaders coming through, is there? From
you have a look at it on this site here. Okay. So during the drilling phase, there's 2 peak periods where they bring equipment on and take equipment off.
Right.
That would all have a council-approved traffic management plan. So whatever we intend to do has to pass the scrutiny of the council, who know the roads, know the times. We're looking to do this off-peak seasons. We're not looking to do it when you're going to have a load of tourism here. So autumn, winter times when we're looking to come here with the lower road capacities. We're trying to apply a lot to common sense.
So I'm just sort of picking things out of mid-air now.
We're here for the afternoon.
I heard that UKOG have got a big deficit. Have they? That's what I've heard. Yeah, so it's mounting up to something, or is it? I don't know whether there's a company above them. I heard something like 16 million.
The wells are very expensive to build.
Yeah.
I think if I can try and jump ahead of your question, if we were to look to drill these well sites here, to get the licenses to do so, to get the approval of the Oil and Gas Authority who issue those licenses to do so, financially they will have had a look at UKOG's financial situation, and we would only get permission to move ahead if they were deemed to be suitable.
Because obviously there's like community
community payment.
Yeah. So, but if you haven't got any profit, how are you going to be able to pay anybody anything?
If the project isn't successful, and we pack up our bags and we go and we restore the site to what it was before, then UKOG will be out of pocket to the cost of the well. If we are successful and we go into production and that oil revenue and those taxes and those business rates and all of those other things come, then obviously there will be a fund there to pay and enhance the island's financial situation.
If you're successfully producing that is...
Yes, like with any business, you get revenue from staying in business, don't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, I was self-employed, I know all about that.
Exactly. It's an expensive horse race. At the end of the day, they're using what they have, if you like, use horse riding terminology. When you go to bet on a horse, you want to know it's fit, it's good at running on that ground, and the jockey's good. You try to take as much information as you can to say, look, I'm going to bet on this horse. All right? We're turning up in an area with a known geology type, with previous drilling records showing potential for oil, using a method that has successfully drilled wells in numerous places in the UK. So they're things that we're saying go for us. At the end of the day, nobody can tell whether the geology is slightly different. I think I saw a recent analogy of if you were on the Isle of Wight and you put a cup of water outside your back garden of everybody's house on the island, you'd all get a different amount of water in your cup. Even though it's rained on the island, you all get a different amount of water. If you imagine turning that upside down and taking geology, and you've got somewhere which we would refer to as the kitchen that generates the oil and the gas, and that starts to spread this oil and gas. You have geological faults, you have different rock porosities, etc. So you have what they call migration of oil and gas. So all of those cups upside down have different amounts of oil in them. Some none, some with lots, and what they're doing is they want to try and find the full cup. and they may be successful and they may not be successful.
And can you be sure that we're not going to get any chemicals and stuff into our water aquifers, through leakage, etc.?
Very sensible questions. From the feedback we've had from hydrology experts, your areas that we're drilling in what they call category 3 areas, so they're on the edge of a catchment area. So there's no direct drinking water. True, you do take drinking water, but it's not direct to your taps or whatever like that. It goes to Southern Water. We've spoken with Southern Water. We mentioned the areas where we were looking to go to, asked them for their comments, and they haven't turned around and said, don't go near there, the risks are too great. So we're taking hydrology experts' opinions, the placement of the sites, the zero discharge nature of the site, the casing of the well, and taking all those factors and saying there is minimal to negligible risk.
And you're definitely saying it's going to be conventional drilling, you don't have
Correct.
to do any hydraulic fracturing?
Absolutely.
Well, how come they give up? What was it, 20 years or more ago down in Merston there, Because I heard that they give up because it wasn't viable, it wasn't profitable.
Well, what's viable in 1974, 75, and what's viable in 2019 could be two different things.
Is that because of your drilling techniques and things then, or?
The potentially is a greater drilling technique. They could possibly have taken, when you drill a hole, like you would drill a hole in a wall.
Yeah.
Our hole would drill at this height, drill what I think is a straight hole.
Yeah.
And may or may not hit the timber or the water pipe or whatever is behind the hole.
Yeah.
The more knowledge you have, the more you're likely to hit your target.
Yeah.
So we have a lot more information than they had then. There's seismic data that could be added to it. It's been taken in 2005 was the last time there was drilling on the island. So, there's lots of different things that come into it.
What about if there was like a serious accident, like a blowout or some?
Blowouts are down to what they call well management. The safety processes that are in place. And again, I'm not a driller. I can put you onto a guy that is a driller. But basically, blowout prevention is all about management of the well. So when you drill into an area, you are constantly monitoring the pressure in the well. So the fluids that you put in, the fluids you take out. You adjust those fluid levels to go just, I think it's slightly positive or pushing down. If you start getting a pushback, it's the early sign of something coming back at you, and those levels look to be increasing, and then you shut out the well. Therefore, it doesn't blow out at the surface.
Yeah, so
it's all about you're looking for that pressure to push up, because at the end of the day, what we want is the oil to naturally flow to the surface. So when they start seeing that, they'll close the well off. They'll take all of their sampling, they'll check the pressure, then they'll flow test it for a period of time, see what the pressure is, does it increase, does it decrease, and all of the science that comes with it. And then they may, if they're very successful, do what they call an extended well test, which is over a period of time where they are physically extracting oil, and then you've got a business.
So, but if, just on the scenario there might be an accident, a blowout, or
environment
or anything else, an accident on the site which affects the community, you've got plans in place for this. With our hospital on the island is really overtaxed at the moment,
No,
but you'll be ready.
Sorry, what was your name?
Will you, Derek?
Derek.
Yeah.
Derek, what I would say to you is, when we submit a planning application to Isle of Wight Council, when we submit our planning proposals to the Oil and Gas Authority, to the Health and Safety Executive, all of those considerations that you've asked through all of your questions today are taken into account. They will only grant us permission to do it if they all are acceptable.
Yeah, awfully.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you talk about emergency procedures and stuff, of course, we have a system that we put in place that's robust for those sorts of eventualities. Okay?
Right.
So we would like to think that all of those are fully manageable and the risks are acceptable. Okay, and that's not acceptable to us. That's acceptable to these examination and inspectorate bodies.
And
At the end of the day, there's no benefit to us falling foul of any of this.
I was glancing through the leaflet there, and I see you are going to do some horizontal drilling, aren't you? It's going
If you look on this one. Anything else?
Carry the last bit out with chemicals. I mean, what do you do?
This is the pilot.
yes.
So when you get the shows at the various steps, then potentially this could happen.
And this is Portland limestone.
Correct.
And,
Which is about 2,500 feet.
Where,
So where you
where's
see blue, that's not water. That's limestone.
all right, yeah. So, and where's the shale then? In fact,
We're not looking at shales.
oh, so there's no shale on there.
We're not looking at shales.
It is down there somewhere.
Speak to a geologist.
Okay, righto. Oh well, thank you anyway.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, I got your picture. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Oh, coffee as well.
We don't need I'll check it on. Yes, by poles, could you push them poles?
Because she's concerned about apparently there are landslides here and there are hydrogeological problems.
You can see where it's left. See it?
That's down there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Godshill is here. I don't think it's gonna have any impact.
Well, that's what the analysis from
Okay. So you haven't done that yet. You haven't done seismic analysis of.
We did a seismic. We know where the faults are.
Have you done 2D or 3D?
we haven't done much. Previously some.
Okay. For you.
No, just so
Yeah, but they haven't been done since then.
you reprocess bigger. You can't in the UK now. You can't get people people know that if they stop 3D seismic surveys being shot, they will stop fracking sites being put in place. So it's made it very difficult for conventional.
But this isn't conventional, is it?
This is conventional.
Something the gentleman didn't understand is actually you can see from my house where the cliff.
I find that quite invasive. Like if you want to film, that's fine, but it's like in my face.
Well, it's not in your face now. I just want to listen. You know,
Thank you.
I'm quite within.
Just give us a minute, yeah?
Yeah. You continue. You know, I'm within my rights.
Well, please,
I would gladly
excuse.
talk to you. Please, can you
Please
not?
stop. Just a minute, yeah?
Okay. I've just been talking to another one of your colleagues for 20 minutes.
That's fine, but it's how individuals feel, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. Just that I want to get the information for my
Thank you,
record.
Derek.
Well, I think I'm getting a little bit sort of bored here now. But, well, I'm not a journalist, and I just had a bit of flack from the guy over there. And, okay, mate. So I'm going to sign it off here. You know, I know that chap I was talking to earlier for nigh on 20 minutes was saying no, there won't be any hydraulic fracturing, but they always say that. You know, so it's pretty much. You know, I feel that there will be eventually, doing fracturing and even going down into the shale when they're telling me they're not going to. But you know, this is, you know, UKOG are just, like I say, they've got deficits, and it's just basically after more shares. They keep getting more and more shares, selling more shares to keep them going. And I think is it Sanderson there? He's in here somewhere, I think. That's him there, that little chap over there. He's the main man. Now he wants to industrialise the whole of the southern Weald. But there you go. Anyway, I'm knocking it off here. I think I've got enough to. I know if I'm gonna. Well, obviously, it's not on Facebook at this moment in time, but I'm gonna go on to mobile data and share it. Okay. Thanks very much, and hopefully this meeting. This goes on till 10 o'clock tonight, so if anybody wants to come down here and ask questions, please do. You know. Bye bye.